Hey, everyone. It is Let's Get Loud podcast with J&A. Hello, Alicia.
Hey, boo.
We're not together today, everyone. Don't be alarmed. It's coming. It's coming. We will be back together. It's just like right now, we are just getting ready for our webinar. It's coming out in like 2 hours if you're listening to this right at 6 a.m. when it comes out.
Boom. I hope you are. I hope you're on your morning walk.
Yeah. Hopefully you're so on it. You're like, you put an alarm for 6 a.m. It comes out. Okay. Just FYI, guys, every Monday, 6 a.m. it comes out. Oh my goodness. What podcast are you listening to right now, Leash?
Oh, I need a few good ones.
Okay. You need a few good ones.
I listen to, I still will listen to Shannon Ford,
Okay.
catch
Is
up on
she,
her life.
did she restart her season? Like, because she takes like people do
Yeah.
seasons. We're not like that.
No, we just go all the time.
Keep going. No seasons. Life is the season.
What's happening with this cup?
I don't know. It's the cup I chose. It's my
Okay.
mood today. It's
Hey,
also like, I don't know what's happening with you. Maybe it's because of my period, but I'm like tuning into all the magic of the world, which Christmas time is magical. She might spit out her coffee.
it's September 4th,
I
though.
know.
So we're recording this early, remember?
I know. But I think it's because I'm like planning our Christmas party, planning like when is that? And then like it's like, holy shit, like shit is coming, you guys. It's close, lo.
Shit is coming.
Like in 4 months, like we have to plan our staff Christmas party. When are you guys available? Like there's just so
Are
much.
you saying that if you want your life to be like this, you have to be intentional with it? Is that what I hear you saying?
Oh, yes. And I even like texted my whole family. You know how we do like that Sunday supper at whatever in fucking December. And I'm like, hello, everyone. They must be like, she is crazy. And I'm like, but if we don't do this, then
Yeah.
one of the family members is going to not be able to make it.
Mhm.
So, like, I don't know. Like when you want something, I'm like, you go and I just want to go. Like my Pitbull concert. I was talking about Pitbull and I'm like, I wonder if he's in concert right now. There it is. Freaking concert right now.
Are you
What's
telling me you manifested Pitbull?
Definitely did. But like that's how Ed Sheeran happened as well. Like he did his documentary. Now he's in my
Oh,
life. Now I'm
oh,
looking into where he is. And he was in Boston the day of my anniversary. Booked it, done. We went to go see Ed Sheeran. So like, and he was like on my list.
and you had great tickets.
Great. Bought them the same day of the
Oh, and didn't John Mayer open for him? That's like,
yeah. I a lot of people were like, are you fucking serious? Cutting that works for me at Soul was like, that is like John Mayer. I would pay more money probably for John Mayer than I would for Ed Sheeran.
yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, so yes, team, you need to do one, two, three, go. There's a lot of things in our lives that it's like, it's not out of the comfort zone. How will I feel that day? Will I want to put on pants? Holy shit, put on pants. One day you're gonna,
Or don't go and put your
one day
leggings
you're
on and
gonna,
go in your leggings.
exactly. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Stop. Stop overthinking life. Go and
Uh,
live it. You don't even know. You won't even know if you're here. Oh,
yeah, Jose is on some really intense
pills.
journey right now, you guys. Like before we know it, she's gonna be doing like naked yoga in Bali, just meditating.
Guys, I'm taking this journey very slowly, very softly, as I always do, right? Making sure it's not too much too soon for the people. And be like, you used to say this. Hey, we want different wants. We're going to talk about that. How experiences changes our wants. Like, I didn't want that. Now I do. And it's like, okay. And I think that what is happening in society right now is that we're not allowing ourselves to change our wants because
I know.
what are they going to say? Fuck what they're going to say. Who? Who? No one's watching you. No one cares about your life. Like, vraiment. Like no one is actually taking tabs, lo. And so only the days go by and you're living in this life of what are they gonna say? Where nah, guys, we need to wake up. Change your wants. Go try this. Go see what it's like. Then change it again. Who cares? But people are afraid of doing that because what will people say? And I'm like, Bello, we're not here for what people say, lo.
Speaking of podcasts, you were asking me about podcasts, and this connects. So,
Okay.
Diary of a CEO. I don't know if you've ever listened to that one before.
No, I have not. I'm not into listening to podcasts right now. Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, but like if I were, I think that's a great. What's like the vibe? What kind of information do you want if you're listening to that?
Actually, really any information.
Okay.
So, he just does longer form interviews. They're usually like over an hour, sometimes between an hour and 2 hours. And he has all sorts of different people on his podcast, and he asked them a lot about like their experiences and like how they got to where they are and like lessons from them. And they're not just CEOs, they're not, it's not just business. It's like um literally anything and everything. Anyway, so I was listening to this guy who was talking about like creating habits and being productive and being efficient. And he was talking a lot about chasing curiosity. And
Curiosity is one of my favorite words.
and
Be
there's
curious.
this like cycle, and he was talking about basically the whole thing was they were trying to debunk the myth of like if you do something for 10,000 hours, you become an expert in it.
Okay.
And they were just like talking about different factors that come into play when it comes to like perfecting something. And it's like natural talent, but then it's like curiosity, like you're genuinely curious about it. And he was just saying that the most like productive humans basically are have this like intrinsic system of like being curious about something, experimenting, reflecting on their experiment. There was like it was like four different things. I need to go back and listen to that little part. I know it was so good.
I really like this.
But the part that I was like, huh, was connected to, vision and what like lights you up, who
Mm.
you want to be. So, sometimes I think you and I have a very clear idea of who we want to be and what lights us up and what brings us joy and all of those things. But when we're talking about that, sometimes people say to us, like, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I want. And I thought about a really great way to tell them is what are you curious about? Like, what interests you? Like, for me, like, I love learning about like nutrition, the vitamins, our body. Like, that is very much innate to me. Like, I am curious about that. And so those are the things you guys should be chasing and seeking.
Yes.
Anyway.
I love that. I just love the be curious. I'm also thinking of getting a tattoo at one point.
Whoa, what is happening right
Something
now?
needs to be written on my body.
Okay, where are you writing it?
I'm thinking like inside here,
Okay.
arm.
What are we writing?
I don't know. I just wrote be curious, which I love. I thought it was going to be like be awake or just feel awake. Something is going to happen. Probably in my 40th year. Remember when I'm 40, basically I am this it's a new life.
Okay.
New
I
life.
really hope that that is your experience in your 40s and not the same as mine when my body shut down.
Hopefully. I'm just like getting ready for the shutdown, basically. Holy fuck. But yeah, no, I love Be Curious. It also makes me think of Ted Lasso, which by the way, there's another season coming out. I am losing my mind. Jeff sent it to me.
Okay.
There's a new season, season 4.
Maybe it's time that Neil and I give that another chance.
That was like that show. Literally, everyone should watch it, but really take in the messaging behind it. I'm like, whoever wrote this show is just an amazing human. Just like he knew what he was doing. You know what I mean?
Or she.
Yeah, it's he's actually in the show.
Okay, you'd already know.
Yes,
Which character is he in the show?
he is. Wow. He's the grumpy one.
Okay.
Arr. Roy. Roy. That's his name. I'm
Not
like,
sure.
Arr. He always goes, Arr. Uh,
Okay, so talking about you and your tattoo and your fucking Christmas cup because you're just embracing joy. I
yeah,
also
not bringing my child to daycare today and being like, he can play outside. Like, telling you. Jeff is also seeing the changes. He's like, wow, okay, perfect. I see where you're going right now. And I'm like, are you following me? It's very happy and light and very fun where I live in my head.
and what is Jeff saying about all of this?
He's not really saying anything. But he definitely was like, wow, this summer you were like really like a mom. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, it really was. Like it was like
Yeah.
it's like where are you going? I'm like, I'm just gonna see what the kids are up to. Like it was always like kind of, and I'm like tuning into the whole shit of like they're growing up and like I really enjoy them right now. I want to be more a mom than a busy go-getter. Like it's just like very interesting. Everything is kind of like shifting, which is like I'm just like taking it in one day at a time. Some days I'm like, I need to work and I am fucking it's 9:30 p.m. and I love it, obviously. But I'm like trying to like, I don't want to say balance. Oh, someone said this to me today and the other day, and I want to share it with you. You know, I'm not a big fan of balance. I just feel like it's overused in our society by people that aren't balanced at all. um one girl that I really connect with her energy, and we're kind of on the same journey. And she fell on my page, and I see her and in my life. So sometimes I'm like, wow, you came into my life right at the same time. And everything that I put in regards to that side of Jose, not the like funny reels or my intentions or whatever, but everything in terms of like, what's a green flag, what, like everything mindset, everything about mindfulness. She always like loves that story. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I connect with like, oh, funny that follower connects with those stories and not the other ones. Do you do that?
No.
Okay, I do that. So I'm like, oh, okay, this person connects with that type of messaging.
Also, like your brain just like remembers and thinks and knows things. Mine's mush.
You just show up and it is what it is. So anyways, and she was like, life is like, she was saying, she didn't use the word balance, but I knew that's where she was going. Anyway, she's like, it's like a dance. Like basically, sometimes I want this, sometimes I dance like this, sometimes I go here. And I was like, you dance with life. And I was like, yes, I love it. Plus, I love dancing. I don't know if our friendship is gonna make it through my journey.
It is
It
because
is.
we always leave space for being different. We've always been different in
So
many
yeah,
ways.
yeah, for sure. But now I'm really heading towards this way, no? But then it's like the same with like even Jeff. I'm like, is our marriage going to sustain my journey? But I'm like, I think it is because like obviously I'm doing it slowly and I don't think I'm right or you're wrong or you know what I mean? Like it's not like that. It's just
And you never, when you have your little evolutions here, you never expect other people to come with you, and
no, yeah.
or you never expect other people to make adjustments for you.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what I mean? You're not
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm on this journey, so you need to be, right? And you're not like, oh, I'm
Cancel
on this
out.
journey, so I need your help. Like, you know,
Yeah, no, don't need your help. This is I'm just like I'm really going with like what's calling me to like, oh, that person or that energy or that whatever, that's I want more of that. And I think that that's what we should all do. That's being curious about your energy. Like basically like, oh, I see this person makes me feel that way. When I'm with that person, even if you don't even know them really, they're not your friend. And I was like, there was one girl at skating, and she's like, every time you're here, I just feel so good when I leave. Like you just bring
aw,
me such good, like, because I make them laugh and I joke around. I'm like, stop being taking things so seriously, or whatever. I was just like blah blah. And I'm like, you need more of that. Then I don't know how you're gonna get that, but just like if that's how it makes you feel, find a friend like me or more of me, or find me on the internet. I'll be there. But it was like, I'm like, tune into that. It means that you need more of that. Is it listening to podcasts that are more of that messaging? Because that's what I did when it was like Tom versus my other mentor. It was like that made me want to fucking die. And then the other one was like, oh, that lights me up. That makes me feel more enough. Like you want to make sure you feel enough. Someone that makes you feel enough and good, huh? That's a good feeling. You want to feel that way with people, guys.
yeah,
No, feeling enough, huh?
yes.
Oh, and I saw this morning. We're not even getting into the fun
No, I
stuff
keep
because
trying to bring you back there. And
no,
then you just keep randomly throwing random things at me that you're thinking and doing. And
the podcast is the part where we just go for it, right, Leash? So it's fine
yes,
if we don't follow your list, or the list that we had created together that I'm not following. Wait, okay.
wait,
Oh,
it's like when we're on stage,
yes.
we're doing a show, and I'm like, I have my cue cards, and I'm like, that is not on the cue card.
I'm like, this
Basically,
cannot be cue carded. Oh, saw this and loved it. The difference between being successful and satisfied. Good one, you guys.
go.
I really connected with it because I'm like, guys, I was so successful in regards to what that word means for most. And I was not satisfied clearly because I didn't feel enough. How do you know you're not satisfied? Is you still don't feel like it's enough. Like you're not doing enough. You're not making enough money. You're not, spending, you're not enough of a mom. You're not enough. It's like, I'm not satisfied. And I was like, this is ridiculous. You're not satisfied even when you're successful. They're two
Mhm.
different things. Satisfaction, being enough is where happiness is, right? Not success. It's like you need to be satisfied with the success that you have, whatever that is. So that was also a part of my journey. Okay, let's get to the script, everyone. Unless you want to add something
No,
to no nothing.
absolutely not.
Brain is mush. She's like, I just want to get to the list because it's reminding me of what we're going to talk about. Okay.
Speaking of journeys, I am seeing you on the internet lifting weights.
Oh mon Dieu.
And I saw you choose the word fitness to finish this year with. So the next 4 months, you're intentionally focusing on your fitness. Tell us about that, Jose.
Here I go talking about everything but that and then going back to that. No, okay. So I was like, I knew we were going to talk about this. And I'm like, hey, how do I approach this conversation? Because I have definitely not wanted fitness in my life. Right. And I've been very vocal about that. Like, I don't want to do that. So I don't do that. So it's like, oh, now you want that? Yes. Now there's like something calling me towards that word or that life. And I'm like, I wonder what makes that shift. And I truly believe that it's experience, just like your shift, Leash, on all things vitamins and nutrients, whatever. You've always been interested in those things, but since you've turned 40, you've been more tuned into that. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that's experience, right? So like that maybe doesn't call me because I haven't like lived an experience that makes me want to go towards that.
Absolutely.
So we need to like tune into more like the experiences and the things that are surrounding us. That it's like for sure your environment has a massive impact on what you want, your wants. And you know, when we say life happens or shit happens, that's when your wants are pivoting because life happened and now you have a different experience. You have a different People have different experiences with like if you like lost your mom when you were young or whatever. Like everyone has like a different we have different experiences because we lived in a bigger body. People that have never lived in a bigger body don't have the same wants or needs as us because we've had that experience. Like it's just what it is. Experiences are everything. So now I have a husband that's into fitness. So that is different in my life than in the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah.
And he's been into fitness now for like what, 2-3 years. So it's not like I followed him. Like it took me 2-3 years to even like look at his equipment, or even care about what's happening. Let him be. He did his own thing. Obviously tuning into like the studio. I'm there every day. We have boot camp classes. Like I have access to that. And then hearing other people from the studio be like, oh my God, love the boot camp class. I feel so much stronger. It's like there's just like so much more in my environment about that. So in the past year, for sure, more than ever. So it's like calling me more. That's it. Um, but also I think what we can all learn is how I'm still approaching it my way and how I'm still be very much like Jose, not like all in or all out. And honestly, there's no timeline, which is the all in or all out thing. And I'm very connected to like there's no timeline to this, and I could change my mind next month that like I tried it for a month and maybe 3-4 times a week is too much and I don't actually care. Tuning into as well, like, am I just doing it because I have this goal or do I actually want to go right now? Like, am I looking forward to it? That's really important to me. Like, am I actually wanting this or is it just because I should, just because it's in my environment?
Mm.
But honestly started being curious about it in May. So like it's not like in May during a date night, I was like, hey Jeff, like just thinking about it. Like, can you tell me more? Like just kind of using my resources, whatever. And so he obviously like whatever. And then I started in May like 1 or 2 times out downstairs, but it was like it wasn't really calling my name like that way.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went like June was just so busy and I was like definitely not a priority in June. Like we're in Italy and whatever. So like just spinning and walking was definitely more of my thing. And summer hit, didn't want that in the summer, wasn't interested in that goal. And then all of a sudden turned my birthday on the 16th and we went to Halifax and I was like I just like all of a sudden was like, okay, I'm like definitely ready right now to like incorporate it. Still don't know how many times a week. Still like whatever opportunities in front of me to do it. So like today the kids didn't have school, so I could do it after my spin. If
Right.
not, there's a boot camp tonight. But
Okay.
then 7:15 p.m., like, is the family going to be like, you're gone again? Like, veux pas, c'est de quoi qui prend du temps. So I
Mm-hmm.
need to find a way where everyone feels that I'm not always gone. Know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? At the studio. Anyways,
Yeah.
so and I have access to the stuff, like the equipment. Still haven't like I didn't start an app. I didn't start anything I learned a lot by going to one boot camp class on different moves because let's be real, I have two moves.
Yeah.
So now I have like different. I'm like, oh, so interesting that you can just go up as well at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, you guys. Like it's not even a lie. But like I don't want to be told. I want to be told. I want to be like I want to go when I want to go. So like on
Okay.
Friday, I'm signed up to another boot camp class, and then it's like sometimes I can sign up, sometimes I can't. Like
Yeah.
so we're just gonna go with it.
Okay.
No timeline. But
Okay.
I'm like, why was that calling my name? I'm like, fuck it, because it's everywhere in my life. It's literally everywhere. Like
Yeah.
my home and also when I go to spin, which is every day, it's just like it's so there. And I always love movement, you know what I mean? Like, and for some, spinning would be their fitness, though.
Yes.
That's them working on their fitness, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But for me, I've been spinning for 15 years every day. So like my body's very much used to it. No. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to see a change in my body. That's not it, vraiment.
Okay.
It's very much just like, I want to live. I just want to add that to my like hobbies or things that I do. Know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. Then I'll
Okay.
learn more. We'll go as we go.
Okay.
Hey,
So when you set your intentions in the day,
yeah,
are you also thinking to yourself, how can I work? Like, or do you literally just ask yourself that question? How can I work on my fitness today?
yeah, like in regards to because I really like that approach that we decided, like just choosing one ultimate, like kind of it's like hovering, it's like a goal, like a hovering big word that
Focus.
means a lot to you. Yeah, focus. I like that. So basically just like fitness. So like today was like, okay, well then there's gonna be a weight training, but yesterday there wasn't because I couldn't move because of the day before that I did a
Yeah.
boot camp class. So yeah, every day is there anything in regards to fitness, but it's almost easy for me because spin is a part of my life every day. It's like spin is also a part of fitness though. Um and but like the weight training part more like okay, is there anything in regards to that? And when if there's anything I realize is if I leave it to like yeah till day I'll lift a weight no it's gonna be a shitty workout for 15 minutes because I won't actually have put the time aside for it. So I need to be more
100.
specific with it for sure.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And if you guys are seeing yourself, not getting that one thing done or waiting to the end
Yeah.
of the day, or it's always like nagging at you, like switch things up to create a system where you make it more accessible for you to accomplish that.
I also like what I hear, and I'm sure you're gonna agree. When I talk to people, it's like one they tune into the fact that like yeah I really wanted to start that but then on weekends the kids have this but not on weekends then what about the other like it's like if it can't be like per almost like the perfect picture like what about today can you come today like can you do it today I just feel like there's a lot of that like oh yeah well right now the kids have hockey. I'm like, okay, every single day, all day, like the you fit time to go to work, you fit time to eat, you fit time. So it's almost like, I don't really know when I'll fit. Did you look? Did you like there must be
At the end of the day, it comes down to, do you actually want that? Or do you want to find a reason why it's hard for you? That's what it comes down to. Like when you have conversations with people and all they want to offer you is the reason why that's hard for them or they can't access that or whatever, they're shut. Like they're shut. And when you become mindful, you set your intentions and you have this vision and you have this goal, you actually just see opportunities to take steps to get closer to that. Is it perfect? No.
no. But that's the thing. It's when oh my God, I have so much to say. It's when there's no more
Look at the
timeline.
coffee. Can I just
Huh?
show? Can you see the coffee on my
Look
shirt?
at the coffee. Nanayello, elle arrive ici, tu sais, avec une stain.
All everywhere,
What
all
I
the time.
love though is that like you don't even care. You're like, ugh.
No. Yeah. Okay,
Um,
sorry, go.
no, sorry, my God. I just have so much because I was talking to Jessie and she was like, I don't know why. Is it because I wasn't dieting this time? Like she went on her 2 week fucking vacation of a lifetime.
I think she was there for 3 weeks,
She
actually.
gained like nothing. And she's like, I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe this whole time I had created this like mountain out of this journey. And she's like, I think it's because like it wasn't even hard while I was there because I was just like listening to my hunger cues, but also being right in the moment, also not like panicking for the future, like whatever. And she's like, I think it's because I'm just not dieting. And I'm like, no, you're living. Like you're living the way you intend to with values and standards. Let's go. With intention, with like, I'm awake and here I am, I'm alive. And that's the thing. We haven't made weight loss a part of that. Weight loss has always been like, you need to like put everything aside and then here we go. But vraiment, weight loss should be a byproduct of you finally fucking doing the things you said you wanted to do. Like, let's go. I am important. I value my health and I value my relationship with my health. I value myself. Like, just it can literally be just that shift. So there's no like, it's living and not like should be done by January. No, because you're living forever. This is who you are now. It's not. And she said, I just can't believe that I'm actually was excited to come back as well to her walk and to her things. And like, I'm like, that means that like you're finally living in how does aligning, right? Like your life is aligning with what you want. Like you're excited for that again. Like that's the dream. Like you, she's accomplished so much in the last 6 months. It's like unreal.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's unreal. You asked
And
something.
if you would ask her how she did it,
Oh,
she stayed connected. How did she do it?
yeah.
Like, what did you do? Like,
Did
it
not
doesn't
count
matter.
calories. She is not like she didn't do any of that shit. Yeah.
No, and it doesn't even matter how she moves her body or what she eats, when she eats it. What the secret, the reason why she has been successful is because she connected daily
Yeah.
to her intentions for the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So friggin' simple.
Simple, but it is not easy. We've said this many times. Like so many people are like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and then they can't even do 2 days in a row or a
Why?
week.
Why do people, I have two questions.
Okay.
Why do people not think that it's enough? And why is it so difficult for people to, maybe the answer is the same, so to actually stay connected daily to this? Like, why?
Maybe those two questions are connected, Leash, because they don't want to keep doing it because they don't think it's enough.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like almost like the two questions kind of go together. And in my mind, I'm like, why? And I said to her, I said, so fucking happy you listened to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I was telling, she's like, I'm so happy I gave it a chance. Like, as in, like, okay, she's saying that it doesn't have to be so hard. Like, I see her on the internet, she's living her life. So she's just connected to what she wants. And like, just how about I start doing that? And it's like, and I'm like, if you want a concrete thing to do, stop eating when you're not hungry. Don't
yeah.
like try that. And that's all she did. And that's how she's lost 30 pounds. Like she's never cut anything. She hasn't like cut anything out of her life in terms of food. She's like, I cannot believe how many times I was so stuffed. And the reason she's stuffed is because she starts eating when she's not hungry. Does that make sense? Like it's like the stuffiness accumulates because you're always eating when it's not time to eat. Okay, with 10 minutes left to our podcast, Leash, we need to get to you. So you've chosen your word to be, so I'm fitness. We'll see. But I love this. I love this that picking a word for the next 4 months seems like a lot. In January, not a lot, but very achievable or a good focus. Like it's a quarter of the year or a third of the year. And then at the beginning of the year, we had set, there's always like a word, mindful. I feel like we're crushing that. Like mindfulness is a big part of my life already. That's why I felt like I'm gonna mindful always and then fitness. Okay, what about you? You had chosen wellness. How
Yeah.
exciting. A lot of people chose wellness actually.
Yeah, I think wellness is like there's a big umbrella there too,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
It really,
so it's
yeah.
really important that you guys identify what wellness looks like to you. And, I always hesitate to share things that I'm doing because just because what I'm doing doesn't mean that's what you should be doing.
And just because what represents wellness for you, like for me, fitness meant, okay, you're going to lift like literally 5-10 pounds. For
Yeah,
someone else, it's like, I'm going to be on a
run a
stage.
marathon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or I'm going to start spinning. So it's like, it really needs like, what does that word mean to me? And why do I connect with it? Not because Jose and Alicia connects to that word, you know?
And it's really important that you guys do have a why, because why are you choosing to focus on wellness? Because I want to age powerfully. Simple as that. Like, I want to age independently. I want to live as long as possible, as independent as possible. And it might seem dramatic, but you know, it takes, and we talked about this beginning of the podcast, but it takes experiences to really, and you know what though, having said that, because I'm sure there's many people listening to this who have had medical conditions happen to them and they haven't stayed connected to that. You know, like people have had heart attacks, people, their doctors, you're pre-diabetic, like people have had conversations with their physicians and they know that they could make changes for their overall health and wellness and they don't.
Okay, I talked about that in my coaching session yesterday. It was experiences versus facts. And I said, if you go to the doctor and the doctor's like, you have high blood pressure and this and this and this and this could happen, and you don't change your behavior, that's you saying, I don't care.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But just know that that's what you're saying. So if you're okay with not caring, then just deal with the consequences of not caring. But a lot
Yeah.
of people don't say, I don't care. Oh, yeah, no, I value my health. Well, your actions really don't show that. So again, your values are into what you actually are doing, not the shit you say. Just
Yeah.
because you value something and you don't change anything, maybe doesn't mean that that's what you value, depending on like your perspective.
And overall, for me, I realized this the other day. What made me make a change in 2016 when I first joined Your Way Weight Loss and wanted to lose weight was really me feeling frustrated with the amount of energy and overall feeling of my body and my
Yeah.
health.
Yeah.
Like that was my why.
Yeah.
And it's been the same why this year.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it looks different now because I'm living in a smaller size body, but so it's a little bit more health focused. But it was the same thing. I was very frustrated at the beginning of January with just like feeling like I was tired all the time, having significant joint pain. And so I was like, okay, you know, I want to go on a journey to figure out what this can look like for me and what can I do within my own life every single day that can impact my overall energy.
I feel like that's also like having your back, or like someone needs to advocate for yourself. No one's going to advocate for yourself. Like you're going to have to be like, well, this is not acceptable. This is not how I want to feel. And I think there's a lot of women out there that are just like, I'll figure it out later. I'm so used to this, or I'm just going to sit and complain, which whatever, do your thing. But I think that like individually, we just need to reassess how we've been reacting to life, and if we're just complainers, or if we're going to do something about it, or if we're going to pivot our mindset towards finding gratitude in everything. Like really the way that you decide to react to how life is treating you, um, is what's going to like shift your behaviors. And
And overall, I could have said to myself, I could have told myself the story that I was fine. And I could have done that 10
oh,
years ago.
yeah, tons of people do
Like
that.
I could, but you know what? I actually don't want to live my life just fine.
Yeah.
That's not the way I want to live. I want to thrive.
Especially
Like
when
I
you've like
want to,
lived with so much energy. Like
yeah,
I wanted to like, you know what I mean? Like that's like that sucks when it all of a sudden is like, what the fuck? Like, no, I used to live that way.
unacceptable is what I basically said to myself. And so what can I do consistently every single day? And so that's what I've sat down with is my intentions every day
Yeah.
is how can I fuel my body? How can I, you know, and it's looked a lot like yes, relying on a little bit more of vitamins and supplements, reducing my alcohol, you know, being even more consistent with my water and my movement, really focusing on nutrient dense options. So just trying to feed my body as many vitamins as humanly possible. And I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I'm
but because you
curious
want,
about it.
yeah, and you wanted that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. So that I'm just continuing that journey. But, you know, I just really want, as you guys are listening, I would love for you to think about how you want to focus on finishing the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love for you guys to ask yourself one simple question. Do I prioritize thinking about this, reflecting on this,
Mm-hmm.
planning for this every single day?
Because a lot of people sit there lazy and they're like, I want weight loss, but then I just don't want to do the okay, then you don't want weight loss. You need to want to do the things. Like you need to want to like experience shit and be curious about it and try different things, and not just want like I want the end result, because it's not going to be enough. I mean, time has proven to you to us, to you, listener, or time and time and again, that just wanting weight loss is not getting you weight loss. So when you say, I want weight loss, you need to also be like, I want to learn more about what weight loss could look like for me. I want to experience, a calorie deficit my way. I want to know what that feels like. I want to make it about me. Like I'm important. Like all of the list of things that need to happen, you also want those things. So I could have been like, I want fitness, but I don't want to go to boot camp classes and I don't want to lift a weight. And well, then I don't want fitness then, because that's what fitness is. So it's like you don't want weight loss if you don't want to create a calorie deficit or figure it out, you know? So just like being more honest about it.
So, guys, let's keep this conversation going,
Yes.
okay? So, if you're listening to this early, you can still sign up for our webinar, okay? We're going
So
to
if
put the
it's
link.
like Monday the 9th or the Tuesday the 10th, go and sign up for the webinar.
We'll put the link in the show notes. Sign up for the webinar and if you are not yet a member, if you sign up, there's going to be something special in there for you. So make sure that you sign up for the webinar.
Yeah. And honestly, you guys, like the right now you can like think about how, okay, I'm curious about this. I'm curious about the girls that you're weight loss. I'm curious about how they help people. I'm curious about what that looks like inside. Being curious is something that and holding on to that and going for it as adults is like way harder than when we were kids. We were curious about something, we just like go for it and kind of try it. But now we're just we convince ourselves to stay comfortable. We convince ourselves of the things that could go wrong. Whereas when we're young, we don't even know what could go wrong. We don't even think about the physics behind shit we do sometimes. But right now, we're just like overthinking everything. If you're curious, that is your intuition to say, like, go and try it. Like, there's so many amazing things that can happen in 4 months. Imagine starting 2025 at a place where you're like, I don't know why it took me so long, to stop being curious and to actually try it. So going to
To
show,
prioritize yourself.
yeah,
Like, guys, you have time. The best part of this tool that we're teaching our members to use is this tool can be used no matter what, no matter where you are, no matter how busy you are, how tired you are,
yeah,
and no matter what your resources are, your values. This is a tool that you can use everywhere to accomplish all the things you want to accomplish.
yeah. And we say like prioritize you, and sometimes like prioritize like you, like your physical or whatever. I'm like, prioritize your life. Like what
Yeah.
you want to do with your life.
Yeah.
And often it's a consequence, like how you've been living your life or treating your life. This is where you are right now. So we need to treat it differently. Your life, not just your body, not like your actual like relationship with who you are and your actual life. Okay. Have a great day. Bye.